Well, staying with health matters, the Cancer Drugs Fund has today published its final report on the drugs it's prepared to make available on the NHS in the coming year. And a number of products have been removed from the list on cost grounds. But, as our health and social care correspondent Victoria MacDonald now reports, while the NHS is charged tens of thousands of pounds or more, many of those same drugs can be made for just hundreds of pounds.
Victoria Bridge joined protesters in Whitehall today. Her husband had been given the drug Abraxane for pancreatic cancer. She says it extended his life by 6 months. Now it's been confirmed it's been taken off or delisted from the Cancer Drugs Fund.
It just breaks my heart to think that my husband had the benefits of Abraxane, and we saw the benefits of Abraxane, and it breaks my heart to think that other people won't have that. It really does.
And so the charity who organised the event wants a rethink, a re-evaluation. The Cancer Drugs Fund doesn't take a treatment off its list solely because of price. It also looks at what else is already available and whether the new treatment is any better or whether the new treatment is toxic or has more side effects. But there is no getting away from the fact that cost is crucial when it makes its final decision about whether an NHS patient can be given it or not. But are we paying too much in the first place? New figures seen by Channel 4 News reveal that in many cases the UK is being charged far more than other countries for treatments that have now been removed from the Cancer Drug Fund list. And we're paying considerably more than they cost to manufacture. Take this drug for multiple myeloma. It costs nearly £116,000 a year per patient in the UK. In Spain it's £90,000 and it costs only £100 to manufacture. Or this one for non-Hodgkin lymphoma. It's about £13,000 per year here and £904 in South Africa, and it costs £91 to make. Or this renal cancer drug. It's about £25,000 in the UK, about £21,600 in France, but can be made for £900 a year. Dr. Andrew Hill, who is the lead author of this analysis, said previous research on HIV drugs had shown them being sold for $10,000 a year when they could be made for $100, and he had wanted to do the same for cancer drugs.
The drugs are expensive in the UK, and the NHS might receive a small discount, but even with that discount, there's no relation at all to the actual cost of production. So a drug costing £100 being charged at £115,000, even with a discount, there's something going wrong here, and everybody's losing. The drug companies are not selling any drug because the NHS will refuse to accept those prices, and the patients are not being treated. We've got to find a compromise.
Pharmaceutical companies have long argued that the price they charge reflects research and development, manufacturing and marketing costs, and that the money they make is ploughed back into the search for new treatments.
I think it's quite right for the public to, like I said, hold us under scrutiny. But I think the evidence...
It's hard to hold you under scrutiny because there's so little transparency. There's so little transparency about the pricing, about how much the NHS pays, about what it costs to produce the drug.
I think there's actually a lot of transparency. There's if you look at the individual appraisals that are done on medicines by NICE, there's a lot of information in there about the medicine, about its costs. We also have a pharmaceutical pricing regulation scheme in the UK, which is a very, very important agreement between the industry and government that caps the amount of money spent on branded medicines.
Drug companies will drop their prices if need be. Today, the Cancer Drugs Fund relisted a breast cancer treatment after its manufacturer agreed to charge the NHS less. It was not the same news, however, for pancreatic cancer.
If people are being able to have access to a drug because it's cheaper in another country and we are being denied it because it's more expensive in this country, it's unfair to patients.
The drugs bill in the UK was £14.4 billion last year and is increasing, and this has meant hard and often unpopular decisions, with the patients caught in the middle.
Victoria MacDonald there. Now his parents